salty.
Go fuck yourself.
Oh.
Welcome back to Resident Evil Part 9.
9!
We're getting pretty far through this now.
We are.
We're in a cabin, shed.
We've come across a new building, new enemies, new spiders, new friends. Not so many new friends.
Not taking that map just yet.
No?
Buzzy bees come. Nah, I'll fucking take that.
Buzzy
Be a
bees.
fucking man about it.
What sort of buzzy bees?
The ones with stingers.
Oh no. Are they evil bees? Are they
Define evil, I guess.
like? Are they zombie bees? Are they
I suppose, yeah, they're enlarged bees.
enlarged bees?
Oh, Jill heard something in there.
I might not like this.
Why?
Buzzy insects. Buzzy insects I don't like.
Hello, Barry. He's being suspicious.
Barry,
now.
you're not a bee. You're not scary at all. Get out of here, Barry.
Plant 42.
A report about Plant 42.
That will be the next boss.
What, a plant?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Some Harry Potter shit. Some Professor Sprout in herbology shit.
I don't think I'll go down there just yet. No, I don't go down there just yet.
Daniel, I was promised bees, and I was ready to be spooked.
Okay,
And,
I'll get you some bees. I'll get you some bees. I'll
need some bees.
I'll get you some bees.
Show me the bees!
I'll get you some bees in a bit. First, I've got to kill this guy in here, if there is a guy.
Is it that guy again? Is it Barry? Shoot Barry. It's fuck Barry.
Oh, there's an item.
There's a shiny item. You can't
Shit.
carry another key. Dang it!
Alright, there's nothing in there. I'm going to quickly rush back, go to the chest, then come back.
It's just through the other room, isn't it?
Yeah. Fucking bees.
Fuck you, bees.
Moths. They haven't been mutated.
No.
I wonder why.
I like moths, but I can see why people are like scared of them. They're big and they're inquisitive. Like, like, have you ever like not been left alone by a moth? I find they're more like happy to approach and annoy a human than like a fly would be.
No! You fucking knobhead. I suppose so. They're quite inquisitive, but most insects can be quite inquisitive, I guess.
Yeah. I suppose so.
What I would imagine is the flutteriness of it, and the
Yeah, they're sort of flapping around you, and it's like it's a flap that, because they're quite large, and therefore their wings are quite large.
yeah.
They don't flap them fast enough to buzz or anything like that. It's just a little sort of flap, 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 and it's quite bat-like in the way that they do it. Like, it feels more like a bat than an insect, like a butterfly would be as well, I suppose. But butterflies are like infinitely less threatening feeling because they just flutter around in the daytime. They don't tend to come near you that much. But a moth,
They don't look organised.
yeah, moths are just sort of razzing around at night, and they can be much bigger than butterflies, and I suppose also the fact that they just seem to turn to dust if you accidentally touch them or do anything near them. I've never meant to kill a moth on purpose in my whole life, but I've done it by accident when I'm trying to like shift them out the window or get them to leave or something, and they just fall apart when you look at them, and that's creepy. It's like a little disposable thing. Life gone. Dust.
It's a metaphor, really.
There's no juice that comes out of moth. Show me a moth with juice.
Oh
in it.
no!
Oh,
Barry!
sorry. Oh.
Sort it out, Barry.
Was that Barry?
Yeah, that's Barry.
Really?
No.
Oh.
But he was just in this room. If there was a zombie knocking about, you should have killed her.
Barry incompetent.
That's why Jill's panties are quite dry at the moment.
They are dry. They are very dry.
This
I'm not
floor's
seeing
pretty wet.
moisture. A lot of things scurrying around on it as well.
Yeah, it's a bit dirty in here. Housekeeping's not keeping up.
Yep. All of the cockroaches around.
I wonder if we killed the zombie. Oh no.
Nope. That it's always something. That example of what you just had to go through there is an example of what I think is kind of bullshit in Resi and Capcom games in general. The fixed angle meaning you can't see something that's coming at you. You don't know when it's dead unless you have to do that. Come in on it and get injured by it. That's kind of bullshit.
Can this just die already? Fuck. Got like 5 bullets for the handgun.
You've not got any more in the chest.
Doing well. No more in the chest now.
Oh no.
Oh no. Right, what are we doing? There's a key. Just picked up the key. Look at the key. What we find. Number 1. Right.
Number 1. It's like that Captain Picard.
Would so help me if it just labelled the fucking doors on the map. But
yeah.
no, why do that? It's fucking pointless. Jesus.
I like that we can still criticise this game, even though it's held in such high regard.
If you can't criticise a game, then that's just it's fucking retarded. Everything's up for criticising.
Of course it is.
Right?
But as soon as you start to criticise someone's like precious little nostalgic thing, like all hell breaks loose, really. You're not allowed to criticise things. Like some Resi fans would pour scorn on you for criticising the game's camera, or criticising the fact that zombie got off and you wasted all your bullets on it. And it's the game, it's the atmosphere.
Well, you know,
flawed.
It's up at the same point. Like everything can be Fuck off! Fucking anime bullshit. Cunt face.
Sorry, you were saying?
Yeah, fucking. As much as everyone can criticise anything they ever want, people also have the right to defend as well. To be fair.
That's true. That's absolutely true. But there's defending your point and there's being a dick about it.
No, Robin Williams. You alright, mate?
Oh, no.
Took a dark turn.
Little Chris. Yeah, forever in our hearts.
Checking it out.
Check it out. Hanging by a roof.
Oh, he died. He did.
He died. He went to a similar school to you, didn't he?
No,
he went to the same college that I went to.
He didn't go to my one.
He went to my one, I think.
Oh.
He was at my college. I think he visited a couple of times when I was there, and I never saw him or had any interaction with him. So, but yeah, just to show that people can take this sort of shit too far, and like, there's a lot to be said about like hating on people because they're like intentionally like being a dick, basically. Acting like a dick in like your performance, your art, or whatever like that, just for the sake of the performance, and it's not their real personality, it's just an act. It's obviously just an act, but people take that way, way too seriously, and I think the level of criticism and possibly general bullying that he probably experienced because of it, I think that's probably what led him to ending it all, really. It's a shame.
So wait, what? People criticised him and he weren't happy with it?
No, I don't think it's that. I think it's just... I think the character that he was either portraying himself to start with or being made to portray because of his deals or whatever,
Yeah.
I think that got the better of him. I think these like playing the dickhead characters, I think it has a real effect on their personal lives, because I reckon 99% of those people who you see in the media are as absolute, cockwads. They can't. Not all of them are like that in real life, and it is just an act for the camera. But people see it as real life, and it's portrayed as real life, so people react to it as if it's real life, and then, with obviously a lot of negative attention is going to be drawn to them, and it's not something they can ever really run away from, because it's probably their peak moment in their sort of careers as people, like being noticed or whatever. That's probably their peak moment, and that's what they're going to be known for, and that's going to eat away at people.
Should have been prepared for it though. Like a lot. 99 times out of 100, you don't become famous by accident. You don't trip outside when you're leaving your house and go, "Oh no, everyone loves me," or "Everyone hates me now."
But in the same vein, I would say 99 out of 100 people that try to get famous don't really expect to make it. So they do what they can to try and get noticed, and that becomes their act, and that becomes what they're known for, and they're pigeonholed in that area because that was the way that they could be noticed by someone. If Little Chris was just a regular ass fucking singer, he would have got nowhere. But because he had this attitude, and because of who he was, and his stature, and the way he talked, and the way he sang, and the songs he sang about, that got him noticed. That's all he could be for the rest of it. And I don't think he realised the gravity of his decision as a teenager to become that person, because fuck me, if I'd, stuck with my ideals and become famous for the things I was doing when I was 17,
yeah,
I would have killed myself by now as well.
Taking a kid.
Blunder years, man.
With kids, I must admit, there is a bit.
That's what I mean. It's like the younger people who have to go, who find their niche through that sort of behaviour and that sort of being famous, that reality sort of fame where you're famous for being who you are rather than something you've produced. It's not like Ridley Scott, for example, and he's famous for having an amazing body of work,
Yeah.
And no one really knows too much about his personal life. No one's really prying into it. It's just left to get on with it. He's famous for his work. Everyone can appreciate it.
If something happened, though, it would come out.
Yes, of course, but his general life is probably pretty unmonitored in general. So he can live a fairly normal life, being really loved and adored, but also not really bothered anyway. And I think that's the perfect level of fame. But other people who have a reality level of fame, where it's just who they are, like Big Brother stars or whatever, that's the reason they're famous. So they're constantly having to put themselves out there to keep themselves relevant. That, I think, would wear away at the hardiest of people.
Well, like Jade Goody.
People like that. People like Jade Goody. The poor soul was in front of the camera all day, every day, because that's how she got famous. And if she didn't do that, she didn't have anything to fall back on in terms of a body of work that could keep her relevant. She had to be, fat or thin, or having marital problems or not,
or being quite a racist.
Being racist, being bigoted, being whatever, just to stay relevant. And she was hated by a lot of people because of that. And I think the level of hate these people receive, like Little Chris probably received, like Jay Goody probably received, I think regardless of who they are, they're still human beings, and they shouldn't be subjected to that level and concentration of abuse. Don't you think? Because it's obviously having an effect on them.
Oh fuck, I've got to do this part pretty quick.
Sorry.
Hold that thought and I will answer.
It's a very complicated thought. I'm still not sure how I feel about it.
I can't even remember what we started talking about. I think I had a bit that I wanted to go on, but we went quite far and I was like, what's going on?
I'm really sorry about that.
That's alright.
This is really cool.
Sharks.
I haven't seen this before.
Yeah, we're in the sharky area now. I think I'm ever so slightly faster than them, so it should all be alright.
Do you just have to run away?
Yeah. Bye, sharks.
You did it. So let us know what you think about this.
Right. Let's take a quick thing. Yeah, about fame and whatnot, people getting hate. Yeah. That is the society we live in. Unfortunately, little Chris was put into a situation that I don't think he was fully aware that was what was going to happen.
No, that's what I mean. He didn't expect to have that level of infamy, not fame, but infamy through his work. He just probably expected maybe get a little bit of attention, and it sort of peters off and he can have a normal life afterwards, maybe.
With Chris, I can understand there being circumstances why he shouldn't be judged, but at some point he should have really had some sort of maybe people around him that cared enough to say something.
PR. He needed PR, basically. Like, look at Justin Bieber. He has gone from, one of the world's most hated people and a prime candidate for another situation like this, and his PR that changed him around, it was quite gradual, but now he's kind of thought, it's fine. He's fine in public opinion. He's not like some whiny little boy anymore, because he's not young anymore and he's portraying himself as old. He gets all the tattoos. He sings more grown-up songs with grown-up people. It fades. That hate for people fades somewhat, and it becomes old when people make jokes about it. It's like, well, he's not that anymore, and now he's probably fine.
But just going back to what I was saying,
PR.
I can admit with Chris there will probably be some issues. It was probably the people around and their fault. But with Jay Goody, I feel about her how I'd feel about anyone else who was like that anywhere
She didn't
in the
start
world.
young, though. She did not start young. She got into that as an adult,
she came across as a cunt. She did cuntish things, therefore I think she's a cunt. anyone else in the entire world, whether they're famous or not, had that opinion, I'd think them a cunt.
Yes.
So, but with Chris's, I think he was sort of shoved. I don't know how much he was shoved into a situation. I'm not too sure if he like jumped at the idea to be on the show, or
I don't know either.
if there were other people going, "You should do this, you should do this." I'm not too sure.
We could never really know.
No, I mean, I never really met the guy. I think I met him once at a hospital.
Yeah.
That's about it.
People I know that met him have said he's a perfectly nice, normal human being. And I genuinely think it's a shame that he killed himself, because there's obviously something went catastrophically wrong at some point to mean that he didn't want to be living the life of little Chris anymore.
Oh, right, I think we should end it there. Sorry about the last couple of episodes being a bit serious.
A bit pensive, a little bit sort of self-reflecting.
I promise we'll inject some laughs into it next time.
There'll be laughs, but sometimes you've got to talk about something that makes sense to you and you want to get out in the world. But I think that came from me making a little Chris's hanging from the ceiling joke. Because you started saying it was Robin Williams as the hanging guy.
Yeah.
See you next week, folks.